Hi everybody, and welcome back to one of today's self-care sessions. And in today's session within self-care, we're going to be looking at this idea of stuckness and giving love and appreciation for wherever you are. This could be stuck on emotion, stuck in a time in the past, stuck on not knowing how you're feeling, or just stuck. You've got no other word, you're just stuck. And it's giving ourselves the love to know it's okay to be there and we don't have to be anything else, but also loving ourselves enough to pick ourselves back up the floor and keep going. So we're going to be going through that phase and that journey of how we get out of unstuckness just in this short session today, if you'd like. And allow yourself to sit or be in different poses or different moments for as long as you need, but do try and get to the end of the session where we can kind of try and start moving it, even if it doesn't fully move yet. So as always, we're coming to our mat. Just standing wherever's comfortable, feet hip width apart, knees over toes, just feeling the four edges of your feet on the floor. You may want to close your eyes to get into this grounded sensation. Just start by rotating the hands, palms facing forward, palms facing back. Just do this to help you get into sense of your body. The slower you move, the more you may be able to get into some sensations. Feeling how your muscles are moving, what bits feel energized or feel calm. Noticing the stillness of the rest of the body. And even the stillness in these hands and these arms as they're rotating forwards and back. Try and sync your breath up with each turn. However this works for you right now. And when you've synced up your breath, you're just going to do 3 breaths with the motion. And at the end of the third, we're going to stop rotating our arms, but continue with that rhythm of breath. Allowing the hands just rest by the sides of the body. Really feel the weightedness of the feet on the floor. Noticing if your weight is further in your heels or the balls of your feet, or in the middle. Knowing you do not need to change this if you do not feel like it. Noticing the heaviness of the body, the connection to the floor. As we begin to bend and straighten our knees, constantly feeling that feet connection, that weighted feeling on the floor. The rest of the body is remaining still. And just feeling this heaviness in the lower limbs of the body. Imagine whatever motion or whatever situation you're feeling to be in the feet right now. Knowing that the lightness of the upper body is going to be untouched. But we're given permission to step into this space. This energy is within our feet, maybe gluing us further into the earth. Maybe not. But the knees bending, it's just keeping the rest of us away from this emotion. Your next exhale, you're going to straighten those legs and just gently rock the body from side to side. Allowing as much movement as you want in the upper body and the lower body. This may turn into circles. Just allow the body, the upper body, to be free, but feeling the weightedness of the feet beneath you. You may bend and straighten the knees. But we're noticing how far we want to move right now in this stuckness. We're not changing and we're not doing anything else but being in it. And there is no pressure to move as big or as small. Just doing whatever feels right for your body. trusting that you know what is best for yourself. Allowing any repetitions to happen, or allowing yourself to stand still, knowing there is no immediate pressure to move. And just notice as you're moving and finding this space, this boundary that you're allowing yourself to play with, how this feels for your feet. Whether you feel the same weightedness or not. And I'll encourage you to just start lifting up the heels, side by side, feeling the tackiness now of the glue to the ground. But there is still that connection. We're not running away from it. We're not running away from the situation. We're bringing this flexibility into the feet. So you may want to add your hips and your legs into this movement, or not. Just doing whatever feels comfortable for you right now. And if anything doesn't feel comfortable, know when we can come back to this grounded mountain position, facing our palms forward as we accept the energy that's being sent through the screen. Still feeling the connection of the toes on the floor as you're treading, as you're walking and you're moving on the spot. And sometimes, for me right now, this is making me think of my thoughts and how you can go round and round and round, but you're not really getting anywhere. And then on this imaginary journey, I want you to imagine you've got skis or roller skates or a skateboard or something underneath you. We're going to move into our chair position and back up with our breath. So the chair position, we're engaging the core. We're moving as if we're sitting down on a chair, keeping that chest lifted. My knees are staying exactly where they are with the same gap between standing and crouching. My knees are falling in line over my toes. And as you're doing this and syncing this to your breath with an exhale coming down and an inhale coming up, imagining a scene around you. That now between your foot and the ground there is a material, a skateboard, a ski, some roller skates, or whatever else is coming to you. And you're moving around this space. You're still grounded and rooted where you are, but you're able to go a little bit further. My hands right now are in prayer position, but you may want to ski them next to you. Or reverse them by bringing the left elbow to the right knee and vice versa. Allowing yourself to move in the environment that you're in, changing the imaginary scenery in our mind, changing our emotion to the stuckness, or just allowing it to be as we find added support between us and the earth. And do 2 more of these. And then we're going to hold that chair position, hands in prayer position in front of us. And with an exhale, we're going to straighten the legs, bring the arms towards the right hand side into a half swing position, palms facing towards the 3 o'clock at shoulder height. With an exhale, we're coming back down into our chair, swapping sides to the left. You may want to open your eyes for this, or keep moving with the eyes closed, whatever feels right. And just moving and breathing, syncing up with your breath, however feels right for you. Feeling the lightness of the arms, the gentle drop and the gentle lift, how it naturally happens. Trust in ourselves that whatever is naturally or innately happening is best for us, that we're coming to the right position, that we're lengthening our spine and our fingers, that we're moving towards the right and the left, and we're doing this almost without thinking. And you may want to again tread the feet as we're doing this, so as we come to the right side, lifting up the right heel, and vice versa with the left. Allowing some flexibility in this movement, you may want to bend the elbows and notice the different feel of the air as you're moving. Bringing that just just to our walking position. Starting to shift the weight towards the left and swing that right leg, keeping it straight for now. Finding our drishti, our point to keep our balance. We're just swinging forward and backwards. Gently allowing that to lift higher, keeping the spine where it is. But we've got a skewer through us. With the next exhale, that right leg's going to come forward. It's going to rest on the outer thigh of the left knee. And we're going to squat down again into our chair position. Opening up the hips naturally, bringing the belly button to the spine and holding onto the shins for added support, or coming into prayer. From here, I'm either going to hold around the soles of my feet or put my fingers in between my big toe. With an exhale, I'm straightening my left leg. My knee is coming in line with my elbow and I'm straightening that right leg in front of me. I'm just going to play with bending and straightening. Knowing that you can hold on to the leg, the hamstring. When it doesn't need to be perfectly straight, it can also be a lot lower. But right now we're just getting in that motion, bending and straightening, allowing ourselves to stretch out a little bit more while feeling the groundedness of the left leg. And do 2 more of those. And the exhale, we're releasing that leg, allowing it to swing backwards. The knees are coming together and I'm holding, I turn to show you, holding the outer of my foot, keeping my core engaged so I'm not arching. And with an exhale, I'm pushing my foot against my right hand, allowing it to lead my leg up, not worrying about height or how high we can go, but about that sensation and that contact. My left arm is coming directly out at shoulder height. I'm looking at the middle finger, keeping balance, bending the knee if I need any added support. I'm just feeling the contact of the hand and the foot and the openness of the gap between the arm and the leg. And with an exhale, swinging that leg round again, in front, and then the foot wrapping behind my left leg as I'm coming into my eagle. From this position, you can either keep your toes on the floor, or if you want to wrap it, we're coming again into our chair. So squatting down, either resting our hands on our thighs, coming into heart center. Or if you are aware of eagle, just doing that twist. And noticing the twisting and crossing sensations wherever they are in your body right now. How sometimes being stuck can feel really confining. But as we're in this position, we're noticing the openness, the upper and the lower back, the openness of the butt muscles. With an exhale, we're allowing ourselves to come back up to standing as we move out of that constraint, coming back to 2 feet in that groundedness. Just noticing our breath again. You may want to come back to this twisting motion of the hands we did at the beginning. To tune back in with your breath. I'm just going to be here for 3 more nice natural breaths before we do the same on the other side. So I'm going to face the front again so you can see. We're going to come back into our chair position. Closing the eyes and imagine a new scenario around us. It now doesn't have to be about the roller skating, skiing or skateboarding. It can be anything. You can be horse riding, you can be running, you can be swimming. Find a space, an energy that you enjoy. You can be partying, you can be sat on the sofa watching TV. And just allowing yourself to move however you want. For me right now, I'm now exploring the vertical. So I'm bending and straightening as I'm bringing my arms up to the side of me. With an exhale, bringing them back down again, bending my knees. I don't know what space I'm creating right now, and it's okay if you don't have one either. You can focus on the bodily sensations. And we're just going to do this for 3 breaths. And at the end of the 3rd breath, you may want to open your eyes as we shift the weight towards the right. And gently start swinging that leg, keeping the body, the core engaged, the belly button moving into the spine. Just gently, naturally allowing that left leg to swing. Noticing if it's in time with our breath, if we're having contact with the floor, if we're stopping and starting. Allowing our body to do whatever it is it needs to do. Even if the balance is a bit off, knowing that your body needs this. And as we're getting more comfortable, we're allowing that leg to lift up a bit more, wherever is natural for us, without any judgment or expectation, but still keeping that spine nice and lengthened. With the next exhale, as the leg comes forward, the outer of my foot is resting on my right thigh. I'm coming down again to squat position. Knee over toes, allowing those hips to open, belly button engaged in the spine, still nice and lengthened, and I'm holding onto my shins for added support. Feeling the weightedness in the right leg. I'm feeling my glute muscles, my hamstrings engaged. I'm just being with my breath for now. As I exhale, holding on to that left leg, bringing the knee underneath the elbow and straightening and bending. Allowing your body to make any adjustments it needs to help with balance. Focusing on our drishti. Again, making any adjustments we need, even if we're lower. I'm just going to do 2 more of these. In the second exhale, we're allowing that leg to fall down naturally, knees to line up. I twist so you can see. My left hand is holding onto my left foot. My left foot is pushing against the hand to allow it to lift up. My right arm's coming out to shoulder height. And I'm looking at my middle finger. And I'm just noticing the contact with my hands and my foot and the space that's created between my arm and my leg. Still feeling the groundedness of my right leg. All the areas of space that's underneath my right arm, my left arm, my legs and my head. As I exhale, I swing that left leg straight forward again. In front, I can either place the foot on the floor or tuck it behind the right knee as I again come into my eagle, keeping that core engaged, the spine, the length and the neck, resting on the hamstrings, the thighs, coming into prayer position or into eagle, noticing the constrained twistedness that we can feel, the weight on the right hand side, but the openness as well, the possibility in this stuck, knotted position. As we stay here for 3 breaths, and whenever the end of your 3rd and final breath is, you're allowing yourself to uncurl, coming back to 2 feet, finding that length. And again, you may wish to again turn to this twisted motion of the hands, syncing it up with your breath. Just going to turn to face you again. And we're going to stay here for 5 breaths now. Just noticing how our body feels, what areas we can feel. Noticing how your feet now feel on the floor. You want to lift up your toes, your heels, engage all 4 sides, allowing the foot to roll. So I'm keeping my toes on the floor and I'm moving them in to out, allowing a gentle rotation of my ankles. You can either fold my toes over or keep them open. This may not be the sensation you're wanting to do, go with your body. Or you may just want to feel that groundedness again as we've explored moving and being flexible outside of our situation, while still being very present and respectful to where we are. Shake out those legs, shake out those arms. And know that today we've been kind to ourselves. We've allowed ourselves to be where we need to be, find the grounding and making adjustments. We've also opened up this idea that we can move, and we can stretch out, and we can find some rhythm. That we don't always have to be stuck in the stuck. I like this little movement. That we can be happy with where we are. We can be accepting, it's probably a better word, of where we are without needing to change. But also knowing that it's not our constant and that we can change. So just to end as I'm doing, you may want to move those arms, move the torso, move the head. You may want to close your eyes, you may want to try and copy along. Just knowing that where you are is not a permanent space. And just as we had a very, very mini guided meditation as we were moving on our skateboard or our skis or our roller skates, we can find other places to move and to explore. And I just want to end with this rocking motion. I've got one foot in front of the other. I'm just rocking myself forward and backwards, allowing my arms to move with it. I can imagine that I'm going somewhere, I can imagine the motion, or I can feel the movement in the space that I'm in. Just feeling that movement and that freedom. Allowing yourself to exaggerate whatever bit you need to turn to the other side and lead with the left. And as I've started doing, just noticing the rhythm that's being created naturally. It could be the rhythm that you're following along, and it's our group rhythm, or it could be your individual rhythm. And as we come back to our mountain, our Tadasana, just clapping that rhythm out, closing your eyes, clapping it in your hands or on your body, allowing this to be the same or to change how you feel, knowing it doesn't need to be perfectly in beat, in time, it can change. And just feel how this rhythm, this beat moves through the body, and even in our stillness, there is movement, choice, and opportunity. Play with that rhythm for as long as you need. I thank you for coming to today's session, and I hope to see you soon.